wizards.
And this is our innovation project based on exploring and mapping caves. Did you know that archaeologists have explored only 10%? Okay. Did you know that archaeologists have only explored 10% of Earth's caves, and that 161 fatalities have been occurred during cave exploration in the past 30 years? This is a major issue, and our project aims to solve this. By supporting archaeologists, we aim to make cave exploration safer and easier. Caves are crucial to both our ecosystem and our history. They preserve ancient artifacts, contain some of the world's oldest paintings, and art, and contain unique underground aqueducts, aquifers, and unique ecosystems.
Caves contain a great deal of valuable information about our past, along with creating many ecosystems, so it is important for us to explore and map them. However, cave exploration comes with significant risks. Since mapping and exploring caves is essential for scientific understanding and discovery, we must develop and use methods that make the process as safe as possible.
Great job, Anand. To find our topic, we worked together to create a project plan and develop our ideas. Over the summer, everyone read archaeology-related articles and tracked them weekly in a log with potential problem statements that we could use. We also Zoomed every week over the summer to talk about potential ideas. Unlike last year, members also reached out to professors and archaeologists to understand real-world problems they face in the field. Finally, we had a Shark Tank where we all pitched individual ideas to the team. We chose our project based on buildability, testability, and real-world impact. These are some of the ideas that we considered. Once we all agreed on our innovation project, we came up with goals and a time frame to meet them. To stay organized and work efficiently, we also came up with team goals and followed this timeline. We also used ClickUp to assign tasks, track progress, and manage deadlines. We also had weekly in-person meetings and communicated on WhatsApp and Google Chat to ensure our goals were met.
Great job, Madison. Our solution consists of two parts, the robot and the app. Our entire team made this, some on the app and some on the robot. We first started off by making sensor and robot requirements, but we found out that most of the sensors could be found on an iPhone. We have two different ways to use the iPhone. We can have it as a handheld mode, or we could put it on the robot. Or we could put it on the robot for more dangerous areas. We had many challenges while we worked on our prototype, but we found ways to overcome them. One of them was which LiDAR images on the app were too dark and looked like a weird shape. We went back to our code, and although it took a lot of hard work, we fixed our error to this.
You need to increase the contrast. Go ahead.
For the robot part, we were having trouble because of slippage due to the wheels slipping around. We iterated our design so it has legs. Another challenge was that when our team went to a local beach, we found that cave mapping trails, we found that our current prototype phone setup doesn't allow us to scan the top of the cave because it only scans horizontally. And we're going to solve this soon.
So here's our current modified solution that we are proud to present to you. Our app has many useful features that the archaeologists would benefit from. It has LiDAR to scan the surrounding area, the ability to geotag items on a map, and we can mount the iPhone on the robot, and it can even take pictures while we are scanning. For our robot part, we have it waterproofed so that it can go into damp areas. And we can also control it with the phone up to 6 feet away, and it can even carry the iPhone on its back.
This wasn't always our original solution. We got a lot of feedback on our design from many professors. One key piece of feedback was from a UCSD professor. He told us that the main thing that he used was a phone. This impacted us in a big way because this is why we added a phone to the top of our robot. Our individual prototypes changed in many ways too. The app could only map like very bad, and and now the app maps better.
Sorry, I didn't adjust the contrast on these images, so they all
The
look
robot
kind of dark.
wasn't even going to be a robot at all. It went from a box to an actual robot. Another notable piece of feedback was from a professor named Professor Doti. He gave a suggestion to not use wheels because they destroy the environment. Multiple professors also suggested that we weatherize the robot to prevent it from damage. We did this, and this is what it looks like now.
Wow.
Our iteration will impact archaeologists in a positive way because it will make cave exploring safer and more efficient to explore caves. We got invited to a UCSD archaeology center by an archaeologist named Zachary Dunseth, and we even went to a local cave to map caves. One of the professors, Samuel Holzman, said that this project could also be used for other sites such as ancient mines and sites. Our project helps archaeologists not having to go with the robot, geotag items more efficiently, discover new things, and make it less dangerous in general.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's good stuff.
So you're still in the middle of designing or redesigning.
Yes.
This is our current prototype. Then does walk. We added rubber bands.
Is there like a deadline that you have to keep by? Like
Probably
Yeah.
like November 1st. So November 1st, yeah.
for a couple of weeks?
Well, it's a continuous deadline. November 1st is when we have qualifiers.
Okay.
50% of the teams make it further. Then December 1st is regionals. 10% of the teams make it further. And then January 19th is finals. One team makes it further.
Gotcha.
So they still have some time to improve on the prototype with each stage.
I noticed the gimbal was not staying on there. Is there a reason why at this point?
So these parts were printed a couple days ago, and we're just gonna super glue them together. So it'll be a super easy thing. We just didn't have time. Once it's super glued together, it will stay on,
I see.
and it somewhat stays on right now. It's just not very stable.
And so your app just will, it looks like you have a password and everything like that, so it saves everything within it.
Is the 6 foot distance practical?
No, but we're still improving on it because this is only a prototype. So.
Is that something that is like a low priority thing because there are easy solutions that you just swap a particular component out and then yeah.
Like how do guys?
I would really say that it is a big function of the robot, so we are focusing on that.
Because part of the concern for me would be like if you're trying to make it safer to explore caves, that naturally
Yeah.
a lot of caves are really difficult to access even as a human body.
They're not 6 feet.
Yeah, so 6 foot, it's like it's more like you're just kind of controlling right nearby. But
Yeah.
if you can't be nearby, then it's not as useful.
Right. So this is an assignment that I gave Madison and Alia, right? Have you come up with at least an idea of a solution yet? And how do you deal with the 6 foot limit?
So based on we asked our coaches, and based on that, we came up with the idea of adding a Wi-Fi extender, but we don't know if we're gonna go through with that for qualifiers, but maybe between the time between qualifiers and regionals, we might do that.
Because the other concern then would be also like how practical it would be in a cave setting, because if you're navigating through a lot of different kinds of tunnels, that you have a lot of material that gets in the way, which prevents like Wi-Fi signals from being able to pass through that. So it depends on what type of, whether you're running like a 5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz network, also makes a big difference. Yeah.
So there is such thing as we're using a Raspberry Pi for the computer. So there's such thing as a Raspberry Pi Wi-Fi extender, which is a simple component you can buy online. They'll boost the signal by like 5 times, I believe.
So, for the questions and answers for the team, remember to keep eye contact to each other and see who wants to take the question. right? And don't just start blurting out the answer. Look at each other, okay? Yeah. Any
So
other
rub-
questions?
What the purpose of the rubber bands are, or what? You mentioned about the rubber bands.
Madison and Ollie, I did that today.
So we did the rubber bands because we noticed during testing, because we did a lot of testing, and we noticed that before we put the rubber bands on, there would be a lot of slippage on like concrete or even the indoor spaces. So we added rubber bands I believe last week to make sure it had more stability and it wouldn't be sliding as much.
We also made like a Google spreadsheet thing which showed how our improvements. Now it walks like 30 inches in 10 seconds, but before it could only do like 15 at max.
I would also like to say, like, in the handout that Miss Doti has right now for so basically that's our wire diagram, which helps us visualize how we want to make the app look like. It's not our actual app yet. Right now we only have